Have you ever had an employee or contractor issue? I'm going to break it down exactly what I've been dealing with, and more importantly, the proper way to go about this crazy world we live in with contractors and employees. So with that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's deal. I'm more Kevin's deal. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. It's time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans, DM. Welcome to another making of the DM podcast show. That's right, you are the deal maker and dream maker of your life. I'm back, baby. I'm sitting here in Parkland, Florida. Beautiful 82 degrees, sunny weather in the office, talking to you. Little 55, 56 days gone. Businesses are cranking. People are getting hired. People are getting fired. People are leaving and everything in between. We'll talk more about that in a second. But before we get started, I just want to remind you that we do have a free live documentary going down, a premiere party, April 24th at 7 p.m. Again, April 24th at 7 p.m. It's so exciting. It's my daughter's birthday as well. But at 7 p.m., get over to dealmakerdocumentary.com. Again, dealmakerdocumentary.com. Put your information in there for free. I will send you a link to the live that we'll be doing. I'll be doing an intro. We'll be watching it together, and then I'll be doing Q&A afterwards. It's going to be epic. We have a lot of cool gifts and prizes we're going to be giving away as well. Again, it's 100% free, nothing to buy, no upsells, no cross-sells, nothing, just pure value. I'm excited to share it with you guys. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's been 3 years in the making, and it's finally here, April 24th, 2025 at 7 p.m., dealmakerdocumentary.com. Go ahead, pause, and get over to dealmakerdocumentary.com and just do a quick registration, and you'll be good to go. So I want to also say thank you to everyone that's been messaging me and following me through this journey. You know, traveling for 50-something days. I don't remember it. I got back late Wednesday night, damn near 24-hour day, traveling, multiple planes, but we made it safe and sound and pretty eventfulness, not much going on. And that's what you want when you're traveling like that. Kids had a blast, for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 55 days or so. We hung out together every second. We were together. We had a blast. Obviously, you have those crazy moments when the kids are going crazy, which is understandable because mom and dad were going crazy too. But it's always funny. They during bedtime, they want to jump up, play around, wrestle me, and all that stuff. And it's like, guys, it's 11:30 at night, depending where we were at in that part of the time. But they, so it was awesome. And I hope you guys get to experience that. And if you're doing that already, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, or you're thinking about doing it, get it on the plans. If you don't plan it and execute it, it's never going to get done. You can, take a couple weeks, 3 weeks, 1 week. Just remember why we're doing all this crazy stuff that we're talking about here on the business podcast show. Business is great, but living life is way better than business. Trust me. So thank you for all the 5-star reviews. Thank you for all the remarks. Thank you for all the shares. I got some really cool videos sent to me on social media recently, just letting them know, like, hey, man, podcast is amazing. Keep it up. Guys, listen, it may sound silly to you or maybe not, but like positive messages, shooting a text or shooting a quick video to a guy like me, I have bad days just like you do. We're no different. And it's always good to see. I'm talking. You guys got to remember, I'm sitting in an office, talking in a microphone, looking out a window, watching golfers drive by. So I'm talking to, I don't want to say no one, but kind of no one. Just going off of my notes that I've created throughout the week and sharing insights. So when I get positive insights and messages like, dude, keep it up. I love it. I share it with my friend, hey, dude, I'm sitting in my car and, this happened and that happened. And I can't believe that, whatever. Sharing it and letting me know is very inspiring and very powerful, and it keeps me excited. So I don't charge for this show. I never will. I don't have people paying sponsorships and all that stuff. So I want to keep it genuine. I want to keep it unique and raw and real. That's my goal here. And I've been doing this show for, I don't even know how long now, 3+ years. So I hope you're getting a lot of value. I think we're on show 200 and something. So I hope you're getting a lot of value out of it. If you haven't listened to the beginning to the end, it's always a good place to start. I talk about the beginning, where I started, and just follow on the journey. I mean, I'm sharing real life, real day-to-day insights that I deal with, that my clients are dealing with, my businesses are dealing with, and everything. So please don't ever think that sending a nice video or a nice text to someone, it doesn't go a long way, because it definitely does. So I shared about the documentary, April 24th at 7 p.m. I'm super excited. Like I said, we're still investing tens of thousands of dollars a week into that, just advertising it, marketing it, to get a lot of great eyeballs on it. Because again, the insights and the stuff that we share, I'm here to make an impact, and then that's my objective. I want to talk to you guys about some stuff inside of business. It's not the sexiest stuff, but it's stuff you and I as entrepreneurs and business owners deal with. And it's employees and contractors, right? Having the issues, the good ones, the bad ones, the subpar ones, the ones that kind of don't do a whole lot, but you keep them around because they're buddies or friends of buddies or whatever it is. I've been there. I know everyone loves saying hire slow, fire fast. Well, I don't know about you, unless I'm the only one, which I know I'm not, because I talk to a lot of high-level people all the time. I absolutely feel like I suck at hiring people. I've used third-party companies, I've used agencies, I've used friends, I've used, I've used them all, and I've invested lots and lots of times, and I'm almost 29 years deep into business. So I have done it right a couple times, but one thing to remember about hiring employees or contractors is, we're dealing with humans, and we could run people through all these cool tests and do all these cool things and have these front-end pieces and hire companies to run them through executive training, all this stuff. Hiring step one, managing them step two, and driving the vision with them day to day is where real magic happens. So during my trip, I actually had to let go of someone, a very high level, C-level guy, if you will. He was only with us for about a month, and it's not like I want to, right? Let's be clear here, set the stage. You and I don't want to fire people. That's the last thing we want to do. It's not like we're sitting around, can't wait to fire people. That is absolutely the total opposite of what. I hate it. I still hate it. I get very sick from it because I care about people. I genuinely connect with people. I like people in general, and I see the good in them. But honestly, at the end of the day, though, we're still driving a business. We have a job to do. Think of it like a sports team. If you have 10 people on a sports team and one is failing drastically, I'm more worried about the 9 than I am the pain to deal with the 1. You know what I mean? So I have to deal with the 1 to bring in recruit another individual so the team can get back up to par and and start winning. So, and not only that, the other 9 people, these are great individuals. They're watching number 10 fail and get away with it. Well, that creeps in. They call it cancer in the business. That starts creeping in. Now, all of a sudden, you wake up 6 months, 12 months from now, you don't have a business. You're bankrupt or going under. So our job is to identify the issues, address them, give them tools, solutions if they need help, whatever. But I had an individual, great guy. Like I said, this is a guy I hang out, I think he'd be a really great guy to hang out with a lot. But the thing is I'm not trying to hang out with people. I'm trying to grow businesses and drive businesses. And if you're hired in a driving role, for example, and you're not driving and you're more repeating information I already have, I don't need you. I don't need a parrot in my company. I already have this data. This is data I can get. I'm looking for someone to drive the data. I'm looking for someone to make the data better. I'm looking for someone to drive the team and get the results that we're seeking. And where he really messed up coming into my ecosystem, and this is a big no-no. So if you guys are, employees or contractors or whatever looking to get in new positions and you do this, make sure you can actually execute. So when he came in, he's like, hey man, I probably could bring about 10 people into your ecosystem just with my connections. Cool. I'm personally connected. I do that. If I'm inside a group or something I like, I bring friends in them all the time. Right? Very easy for me to do because it's I have influence, I have insights. And if I'm saying it, I got a stamp of approval. They trust, know, and like me. Therefore, they're going to do it if it aligns with where they're at. And in 30 days, he did 0, goose egg. He didn't even have conversations at a high level with the team. So that's a big red flag. And I paid attention to these things because people say certain things to get inside of a job. But then once they get it, they don't really necessarily execute. And I'm not sure why. I'm actually the opposite. I want to show you my worth before I even ask for a penny. That's just the way I work. I think most people, you would get so much more opportunity and generate so much more money for yourself if you'd work for free, know your worth, not your value, know your worth, bring it into the game, get results, and then now you have something to bargain against. And I'm talking high-level people, like come in with real value, real worth, understand where you set. Like, dude, don't pay me for the first month, 2 months, 3 months. Let me show you what I can do. And then boom, they have the massive negotiating power when they do that, because now they got my attention. They're willing to work for free. I'm not looking for people to work for free, but like, that's a good sign when they talk. I call it voice tracks. Like if the people talk like that, they believe in themselves enough, they believe in their value, they understand where their worth is, and they're going to go plug in and go get to work. I like that as an entrepreneur and business owner, because that's kind of how I am. I don't get paid unless I provide value, period. That's the only way I get paid. And that's how I've been paid my whole life, right? Because I haven't had a W-2 job where I just milk the system. I either make money and provide value to make money, or I make no money. That's the world I've lived in my whole adult life. So anyways, when this happens, I knew within the first week and a half to 2 weeks, based off of what he said, what he didn't say, and how he was moving, that he was not the right choice. So I called my HR guy. I said, hey, blah, 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 great news. I don't think he's a fit. It is what it is. I'm not mad. It's just, instead of holding on to this individual and like, in 90 days, he's going to be amazing because he's got to get his arms around it. We had a very simple task, very simple direction. Go get shit done. Here's where we're at. Boom. And the way he was handling things or not handling things is a great telltale sign, as if they're able to even take care of the job at hand. And it's cool if they're not, but the old me would keep these people there forever. The new me, and I'm always trying to get better at it, is to see it quicker and let it go quicker. This is easier said than done. Again, I'm not sitting around like, man, I can't wait to get rid of this individual, because the interview process is very long. I think it took like 7-8 weeks to find this individual for what we wanted. We interviewed a bunch of people, my team did, and this is the one we settled on. And just letting you know, we still get it wrong, as does every company under the moon. They still get it wrong. Don't think anybody hires effortlessly and it's easy. They're constantly in hiring mode. And that's really my job at the end of the day, where I'm at in my career and my journey and my season of life, is my job is to be constantly seeking high quality talent that I could plug into companies. I have the longevity business, health and wellness, business. I have the data company. We have the email company. We have the real estate company. We have the funding company. We have all these companies, right? FinTech, et cetera, that I'm involved in one way, shape, or form. And the thing is, there's lots of humans involved in these pieces. And I want you to step back, and if you have someone on your books, a business, most people listen to my voice probably have someone they need to let go. They're hanging on too long. I had to let go of one of my video guys. He was with me for 4.5 years. I should have done it 3 years prior. I have, a marketing guy contacted me. We'll talk more about that in a second. And he said, hey, man, I'm leaving. We'll talk a lot more about that, because I do think there's a lot of insights and knowledge for you guys as you're building your business, some lessons there. But anyways, all this stuff's going on every day in all my companies, just like yours. So don't think you're alone. Don't think you're dumb. Don't think you're losing it. I was working out with a buddy today, and he's like, dude, I got to let go of this person that runs, does property management for me. I said, been there, done that pretty much every week in the real estate business. And, it's just individuals' expectations of, you give them a great salary, you take great care of them, you give them great recognition, you do all these things, and they just take. And we're good people. So we typically give until we get to a breaking point where we snap, right? And in the world we live, there's a world of takers and a world of givers. Takers are often disguised as givers in the beginning, and then once they realize how much they can take, they just keep taking until it breaks, and then they go to the next person. In my world, I like to be the giver. Givers give, they give. I ultimately believe we get more, even though we have a lot of pain on that journey of giving more, because a lot of takers are out there and they love people like us. So I was like, dude, you got to let them go immediately. Like, this is not something you could dick around with. It's something that's got to get done by the end of the week, like 3 or 4 days from now, right? So it stinks, because guess what? When you let this individual go, the team and or you have to absorb the work. But what I've come to realize is oftentimes it's a relief to all of us, because we quickly realized that they did nothing except cause stress and drama inside of the ecosystem, right? So it's weird because it's like, dude, if I cut this guy, boom, and cut him, we think it's going to be a lot more work. Actually, it becomes less work and it becomes more fun to work with the team because we're actually now focused on the positive actions to equal results, as opposed to like, well, they dropped the ball again. Oh my God, where are they at? Oh, they haven't called me back. They haven't emailed. They haven't texted. They haven't like blah, 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 blah. It's always like that weird game that we play with ourselves. So I'm just sharing this because I don't want you to think that you're alone at the end of the day. Another thing is, if you're in this situation, maybe you're a contractor or W-2 and you actually do work for a good person and you've decided it's the end of the road for whatever reason. Maybe someone's sick in your family and you need to spend some time with them, or you need to just go on your own and do your own thing, bigger, better thing. That's cool. But do not be the person that calls and says, hey, I'm done and I'm transitioning out. I think you're shooting yourself in the foot because you've built, like, obviously if you're there and you're leaving, you've done some good work, you're still around, depending how long you've been there, you have a relationship with the main person or the main persons in the company. So like a lot of people get in their emotions and feelings and make up their mind. Like they create this amazing story in their brain to go out there to get the guts or nuts to go and say, hey, I quit. And I get that, but also I don't think it serves you if you have a great leader or great people on the team. I believe if this was me, the right play to go is to contact the individual and say, hey man, here's where I'm at. Here's where I want to go. I don't see how I can get there doing what I'm doing. Is there any other role or opportunities that you see or have on your plate? Because I have to make a decision because I'm getting older. I bring massive value. I just don't see a path to make the kind of money I want to make, if it's realistic, obviously. And I want to work with you. I like you. I know, like, it's not that. It's just I'm growing. I'm moving on to a bigger game. Give the person that is a good person, i.e. someone like me, for example, give me the chance to like let you know what I'm thinking, let you know what I have on my plate. Because if we're only communicating about marketing in this example, because some guy just did this on my marketing team, and I'm like, dude, like I genuinely love this guy. I think him and his family are amazing. He's dealing with some issues with his family. I get it. We've all been there. But like, I still got to have money. I still got to make money. I still got to be creative. I can't look at, an individual all day and just say, hey, I'm helping them out by looking at them. I don't have that much in my pipeline of savings. So it's like, we still got to make money. We still got to. And I believe a lot of people ruin good relationships, long-term relationships, by quitting, by, just dismantling the relationship. Again, even if you tell yourself like, oh, I gave him 2 weeks, I'm doing the right thing. Yes, you are. That's respectful. I understand that. But who's trained you on how to approach the subject? Because there's the right way and the wrong way to do it. There's a positive outcome and a negative outcome in doing it. Because when that happens to me, I'm a collaboration individual. I like to collaborate. I would love for all my team members to make more money. I think about it often. I put people in place to make more money. They come to me with ideas. They can make more money. That's amazing. That's what I want. I'm not the company. I'm not the type of guy that's all about profit, work people harder, profit. For me, no, I want the company to succeed. That's my first objective. I want the individuals on the team to succeed, right? Because if the team isn't succeeding, the company's not going to succeed. Therefore, I won't succeed. So it's not like a small mom and pop. If it's me, it's only me, blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, I have to make money, but I'm past that season. I genuinely want to grow individuals, to grow the company, and then the company grows, and then it keeps rolling and keeps growing. So don't go at them and say, I quit. Go at them and say, hey, I'm outgrowing this position. Here's where I'm at in my life. Do you see any other opportunities or plays to help me accomplish my goals that I'm trying to accomplish? And by the way, if I don't, or the individual you're talking to doesn't, that's cool too, because that leaves a better taste in my mouth that like, I get it. I'm an entrepreneur. I want better for you. I want better for me. I want better for my family. I would never knock you for wanting to leave me to do better if you can do better, ever. However, if you bring that to me and I have a solution or a collaboration opportunity and or know someone that has a bigger opportunity, my job and my brain is to be able to connect those dots. That's how I've made all my money throughout my life, right? Collaboration, connections, relationship capital, etc. But when great people do that, they're shooting themselves in the foot. And this is where they work harder, not smarter. They've already done all the hard work, the years of work and effort with me. And then they come to me with that conversation. There's a better way to do it, folks, a better way. So this is a real thing. But what's interesting, every time this happens, every time, 100%, not 99, not 80, but 100%, is I've realized that I overhire or I put people on a pedestal, like thinking they have it figured out. And then when we get in and dive deep, I'm like, damn, they literally told me how busy they were, but they weren't really doing that much. And or if they were busy, it's because they don't work efficiently. They don't use the tools and resources and stuff that we know exist, right? Again, if you have a leader like me, I'm like, dude, let's get resources. I don't care if it takes you 1 minute or 100 minutes or 100 hours to get the job done. I just want the job done. Meaning that I want smart, great people on my team that are efficient and effective and result-oriented. How you get there, I don't care. How we all get there, hard work is required. I get it. But do you work hard for an hour a day or 100 hours a day? I don't know, nor do I care. But if that's your job and you know what the roles and responsibilities are and you said yes to it, well, how do we make it better? I don't want people doing monkey work. We can use AI for all that. We can use systems and we can use stuff like that. But don't come to me and tell me how hard you're working. And then when we dig in, we realize, wow, they're not really working that hard. This year alone, I've been really cleaning up some messes that I've kind of kicked the can down the road. One of the COOs are a company making massive 6 figures a year. Let them go. Guess what? The company's doing better, less stress, more production, massively more revenue, and I don't have to hear how hard someone works. Because what I've discovered is a lot of times people tell me how hard they work are typically the ones that don't work that hard. They got to say it out loud to everyone so they actually can believe their own bullshit story that they've told themselves. It's so hard. You don't understand. It's so hard. Well, that's interesting because at 10 o'clock when I call you, you're not available because you're running an errand. Or 11:30 in the afternoon when we got in the morning when we have a call that pops up because it's urgent. Oh, I can't because I'm at my kid's school function, right? So you're working hard or hardly working. And again, I'm trying to empower you as a leader to understand that leaders have to make hard decisions. And not all leadership is sexy and pretty like it is portrayed on social media. The truth is, it's not pretty at all. I don't want to be the leader. I just happen, that's what I've been chosen to do. And I've taken on the responsibility because I am the one. And everyone wants to be the one until they got to do what the one has to do to make hard decisions, tough decisions, and big decisions. And we have to execute on them. So I've dealt with this with contractors and employees, like I said, almost 29 years of my life. And it still is a process. It still is a thing. So if you're 1 to 5 years in it, it's going to be different than 5 to 10, 10 to 15. And it costs a lot of time, costs a lot of money, costs a lot of emotions. But it's what we've signed up for, folks. But here's what I realize. I always have this on my calendar or in front of me, not necessarily on a calendar, but on a piece of paper. I'm always asking myself, how can I do more with less? How can I do more with less? I've been guilty of this as well as many, pretty much everybody. Overhiring, hiring the wrong people, moving too fast, not having clear defined roles, etc. But now with technology and CRMs and all that, like you can do a lot with way less. And the truth, and less could be 100 employees versus 200, and less could be 3 employees versus 10. But less, I've seen I can accomplish more. Why? Because I don't have all the conversations about nothing. We have very focused, direct conversations. I'm not very good in companies once they get past 10, 15 employee contractors because it becomes too much. Well, he said this. I'm waiting on John for that. I'm waiting on Sally for this. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, just do it. I'll give you a prime example. It just happened today. I saw one of the messages going back and forth with team members. They're like, hey, the phone number's not ringing. It's going to the wrong number. The tech guy says, cool, I'll talk to you later today and we'll fix it. And the driver said, no, dude, we need it fixed now. What are you talking about? Well, okay, I'm busy, but log in and do this. Well, I don't know tech. I don't know how to log in and do that. I need it done now. Well, I can't do it until 4 p.m. That was at 9 a.m. Guys, in business, if the phone's not ringing or it's going to the wrong number, that whole entire day is shot, right? And that stuff is interesting to me because it's such a simple fix, but people kick it down the road to make them feel significant. And I see this all the time, right? So again, if you're a good person, a good leader, a good driver, we got to teach our team to come to us with opportunities. I would love for all my team members, I don't care if you work for me directly or see something, you're driving by one of my properties and you see a play. Hey, dude, did you know if you did X, Y, and Z, we could generate an extra $20,000 a month, quarter, year, whatever? I'm all ears. What's up? I don't care if you make money doing that. That's how you should make money. You brought value to me. You brought money into my pocket that I'm too busy. I didn't even see it. Of course, there's value to that. Of course, you should make money doing that. But again, most of these people are just like, oh, I'm just doing my job. Oh, it is what it is. This is why people are buying up blue-collar businesses, because a guy like me, and by the way, I'm in that vertical as well, but a guy like me can go in, I could buy a pest control company or a garage door company or a roofing company or a gutter company or a siding company or a window company or an HVAC company or a plumbing company or electric company that has retail clients, consumer clients, and I could cross-pollinate the opportunity. I want to ask you a question. You own a house or you have an apartment. If you own a house, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So you have a house, you move into it, and you want to do things. You want to do closets. You want to do, maybe redo your driveway or, get some pest control or add some new gutters or add some new collars to the exterior or interior carpet or whatever. Do you have time to call 13 contractors in HVAC, 4 contractors in tile, 3 contractors in exterior painting? First, do you even have time to call people? Secondly, they all say they're going to show up and only about a third do, if that. And then you got to go, and then you got to wait for the, you got to wait for the price. Then you got to say yes or no. And then you got to see which one's good or bad before you say yes or no. And then you got to do all this. Like, what if there was one person that understood and had all these contacts? Well, I'm very connected. This is what I do all day. Picture you're being a doctor. You have this beautiful $1 million house. You think you got time to do everything I just mentioned? Wouldn't it be easier if you had a concierge individual or someone that did, like me, that understands customer acquisition, customer communication, customer results with path of least resistance? I come in, hey, Nancy, I know we do your gutters. However, I saw your HVAC unit is very bad. I'd have someone look at that. I don't know if you have someone or not, but I have 2 people in my network that I could get out here tomorrow and have this addressed very quickly. Here's their contact number, and or I could take care of it for you. Either way, I just want to let you know this is something I would address immediately. Or, hey, I'm doing your gutters. I noticed I'm walking around. I saw your foundation is cracked pretty bad over in the northeast wall. This is something I would get looked at immediately. You probably already have water coming in it. Not only water, but probably mold starting to grow down there as well. I don't know if you guys ever get sick or not sick, but this is something I would address quickly. Someone could come out. I can get you a free estimate. I got 2 contacts. I'll get that coordinated for you. Blah, blah, blah. I could become a concierge style service. You will see this. Mark my words. I'm saying it out loud. This is already starting to happen, and it's going to happen at a 10x over the next 5 years. Because why? Private equity is coming in the space at massive scale, like $1 trillion in the next 5 years. They're going to be buying these small mom and pop blue collar businesses and professionalizing them and knowing where's the money? It's in the consumer's pocket. Inside the consumer's pocket, if I can't communicate and I can't solve problems quickly and efficiently, they're not going to give me the money. They're going to give someone else the money. Well, my job is, how do I turn a $1,000 job into a $2,500 job per year, right? That's why they're selling service agreements. That's why they're saying, hey, we do concierge services. Hey, well, let's be your point of contact for anything home needs wise that you need. Contact me. We'll white glove it. We'll take care of it and go from there. Like, this is huge opportunities. I want to ask you, who do you call when you need handyman service? Who do you call when you need your garage cleaned? Who do you call when your basement's flooding? Who do you call when plumbing things happen? Who do you call when you have a hole in your roof? Think about this stuff. This is the stuff by the way, this drives me nuts because I think about this stuff all day because it's what I do. I'm asking myself, If I already have a great rapport and relationship with the customer, the consumer, and they know, like, and trust me, I say I'm there at 5 o'clock. I show up at 4:55. I'm there. I'm professional. I look professional. I have a professional car. I have insurance. I have workers' comp. I talk properly. I solve the problem, and I do it in an efficient way. Why wouldn't they trust me to do everything else? Because they will. But most people are only like, I'm just an HVAC guy. Well, no, you're way more than an HVAC guy. Well, I'm just a roofer. Well, you're probably more than a roofer. You probably have a lot of contacts in that space. This is a great way for you to monetize your relationship capital with your consumers. I'm not saying go start a white glove business. I'm not saying start a concierge business. I'm saying this is a great way for you to build relationships with roofers, siding, all these different tradesmen. And if you have a great book of business, talk to these other trades and talk to them. Hey, I want to bring clients to you. And if so, I want a percentage of the sell. I don't want you to oversell my clients. I want you to be professional. I want you to do a great job because my name is on the line. Is this something you agree? Maybe create a 1-page doc, 2-page doc confirming this. Set it up, sign it. And now every time you're out at a job, you're not just a roofer. You're an everything. You're a problem solver for the homeowner. Don't think these homeowners know what you know, right? I don't know I have a problem unless you tell me. I'm not on my roof. I don't see the fascia, soffit, gutters. I don't know what's going on. Maybe you saw a foundation issue. I'm in the house all day. I don't walk around and check my foundation like you might have. So you saw ants, termites, bees, this, that. Cool. Solution. Don't just tell me the problem. Give me a solution. And if you do that, you start thinking solution driven, just like we're asking our employees, our contractors to do, inside of your business, you will generate more revenue, create better clients. Why? Because they need you now because you're doing 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of things for them. You're the conduit of all these great people that they have in their life to make their house run better. And you'll generate so much more revenue. That's ultimately what you want. Work harder and smarter at the same time to ultimately have money coming in from all these different streams. Picture you go to a job today, you do their roof. You realize they need foundation work. You hook them up with a foundation pro. It's a $22,000 job. You make 10% of that as an example. You make $2,200 simply referring a name and phone number. So you think it's way more than that. You're transferring your relationship capital, your trust, rapport, relationship capital over to this individual. So you must make sure that they're going to do a great job, and you must let the owner know, the consumer, like, hey, this is my contact. We're connected. And when you do that, you create massive brand value for your company, as well as generate a lot of great money. And you do that. Picture you're out here, you do 100 jobs a quarter. 20 or 30 of these jobs need extra services. Let's say if you just made an extra $1,000 per job, $500 per job, that's an extra $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a quarter. Free money. But it's not just free money. It's value add to the consumer, and it's value add to your people. Because guess what happens? When you start sending them work, they're going to start sending you work. So now your marketing gets better, your clients get better, because the best customers to do work for are the people that know, like, and trust each of these consumers. Hey, they're a good person. Hey, they pay on time. Hey, they just need speed. They're not worried about money. They're worried about results. Like, that's what you guys need to be forging if you're in the blue collar space. By the way, this works in every vertical, right? Every time you're touching a consumer, they're buying and selling products all day long, every day. We're consumers. That's why they're called consumers. We consume. So I don't care if you're B2B or B2C, there's huge opportunities here. I'm getting sidetracked here a little bit, but like sort of, because the same thing I'm saying our employees or contractors, we're asking them to do, come to us and ask us how to be more valuable or bring value. That's what I'm asking you to do on your book of business. Ask yourself, who am I serving? How can I serve them better? What are their real pain points? And don't have the lens on. Don't be so focused that you think their pain point is, well, they just want AC in their house. That's all they want. That's all they care about. That's phase one. I understand that. That's your business. But step back and expand your lens a little bit and say, well, if they have a house and they need HVAC, well, they might need their windows cleaned. They might need power washing done. They might have a crack in their basement. They might have a hole in their roof. They might need new gutters. They might have drain pipe issues. They might have terrible landscaping going on. They might, be a resource. Make your job fun. Make your company fun. Let people know you're here to serve. And when you do these things I'm talking about, just like I wish some of these employees would do, or contractors with me, do it with your prospects. And I'll ask you, how can I serve you better? How can I serve you better? This is how the podcast show came about, truthfully. I want to give value for free. Some people can't afford it. Some people don't know it exists. Also, some people don't go to other channels. They're not on social media, but they're here on podcasting. They're learning. They're knowledging up. I commend you for that. But also, this is exactly why this documentary is coming out. I want you guys to take a look behind the scenes. Look behind my life. Go to my house in Ohio. Sit down and see what my kids are doing and what my wife and I do and just take a glimpse for a nanosecond. See the 6 things that I believe truly can help you become an ultimate deal maker. The 6 tenets. Understand how my brain thinks, what the people are saying. Understand how this real estate guy that was barely making ends meet now has 3,000-4,000 units. Understand how a guy doing a couple deals a month is now doing 10, 20, 30 deals a month. Through these same exact things, I'm going to give to you for free in a cinematic format, done professionally. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars. April 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's free at dealmakerdocumentary.com. Be there. Let me know you got your free ticket. Shoot me an Instagram message at Mark Evans DM. Again, shoot me an Instagram message at Mark Evans DM. Let me know you got it. Secure your spot. It's free. I'll be there live. We'll watch it together, and I'll do Q&A and prizes after. I'm excited to see you. Think about what we just shared with you, and let me know how this impacts your bottom line and your business. And please, let me know if I'm not the only one that deals with employee contractor issues. Because if I'm the only one, I'm going to feel really stupid talking this long about something I know everyone deals with, including me. So with that said, make your day count. Peace.
I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. It's time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. And I come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. They should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. It's time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm Mark Evans DM. Deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, DM project.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.